So I want to test this ankle. Pull your toes towards your head for me. Good. I want you to turn it in a little bit. Yep. I'm going to pull down, okay? Don't let me pull it down, nice and strong. Good. Don't let me pull it down. So we're just testing tibialis anterior. We're testing the toes as well. Don't let me pull the foot down. Good. We're trying to compare. Hold. That definitely feels stronger to me. Hold this one up. Grabbing towards the toe along the big toe. I'm pulling it out of the position that it's in. I can see that it's giving. Hold here. I can see that it's giving. It doesn't quite have the strength that it needs. So this isn't quite engaged as much as it needs to be, which means the opposite, the calf, the Achilles, the heel is going to be taking a little bit more wear and tear. So we want to get this to fire better. And we can see when we do some passive plantar flexion that she also doesn't have a lot of plantar flexion. So there's very little mobility in this left ankle. It's not anything that we didn't already know. So we need to free up this joint. You can also see that this ankle lays nice and flat. There's hardly any space here. And if we look at this ankle, we can see that there's a lot of space because she doesn't have great plantar flexion and not great dorsal flexion, but for sure not great plantar flexion. Do you have pain when I do this?
I don't, but if I were to do like a full-on
sit on it?
Child's pose, like sit on it,
yeah,
quite
no
painful.
bueno. Okay.
Yeah.
Use a little bit of deep prep. This can be very difficult to find, so any type of synthetic beeswax, it's just a waxy material. You really don't need too much. We are going to really loosen up the foot, and she is going to be working on her breathing because it's going to be painful. I'm just doing a little thumb on thumb here. Now I do have very strong hands because I've been doing this since 2005, so if you don't want to use your thumbs, I really just believe in bodywork being creation and curiosity and trying new things. Don't get caught up in there's a perfect way to do this, because there isn't. Maybe I want to come in here with an elbow. Just let me know if this is too tough on your ankle joint, okay? I can put a bolster under it if you need. If we can increase the engagement in this lower leg, we should have a dramatic improvement in the mobility in this ankle and everything else upstream, as K-Star calls it, right?
Yeah.
Kelly Star, right? Maybe we want to try a fist.
This is more painful than it like reasonably should be.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
Right. Well, our muscles and our tendons and ligaments support our joints, so we want to see if we can improve this foot and calf to support the joint where her arthritis is. I'm not going to be caught up in what is going on in the joint and the diagnoses. There's not much I can do about that, but there's a heck of a lot I can do about the tissue. And we can be optimistic in seeing how much we can improve this. That's kind of our job as a body worker. We can help a lot more than what people imagine. We've got lots of muscles through here and attachments, flexor hallucis and tibialis posterior, and tibialis anterior attachment. I think I read somewhere that our big toe, absorbs like 30 to 40% of our weight, of our body weight. When we're walking around and running and stuff. I mean, our feet are incredibly important. Kind of holding where that tibialis anterior attachment comes in there on the inside of the arch. And we haven't even gotten to the calf. We haven't gotten to the peroneals. We haven't gotten to the tibialis anterior. We're already finding how tender this is, which is telling me it's very disengaged. The more tender it is, the more disengaged it is, which means the more potential for improvement that it has. Is your foot cramping at all? Was it?
Not right now.
Okay.
No.
Sometimes that can happen if it's too tender and.
It was on the edge of like I could feel a cramp.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, not quite there.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm getting excited because I'm basically working these muscles and thinking, wow, they're really tender, which means they're really disengaged, which means there's a lot of room for improvement for her. So I'm already thinking I'm going to be able to help her a ton. Go ahead, wiggle your big toe for me. Good. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Good. I'm just applying some pressure here on the inside of the arch while she wiggles. Go ahead and point your toes as much as you can. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Curl them, curl them, curl them. Good. Relax. Feel your foot's getting warm, so just kind of tells me the pain is high. Now, I don't have to get stuck here. I feel like I'm getting stuck, so I'm going to kind of move on and come back to that. I'm going to be pressing down on the calf, and that's going to be putting a lot of pressure on that joint. So I know she doesn't have the plantar flexion on this side, so I want to support her ankles. Deep prep. It's very, very little because I want to be breaking up this fascia. I'm going to be stripping the fascia, freeing up the muscles. I want it to be very grippy. An oil doesn't really work for that. I want it to be grippy. And further along, if I had been consistently working with her, I probably wouldn't even use any lotion. But that would be too intense. Make some lines here. Outside calf, middle calf, inside calf. I'm just searching. It feels very bound up on the outside of the ankle. So I'm going to be definitely looking a lot on the outside, peroneals. If we don't want to use our thumbs, come in here with an elbow, forearm, nice and slow. Giving her the best chance to let it happen. Just relax. It's just a little pain. Getting these muscles to fire up. I'm really focused on the outside of the calf. Lateral gastroc, lateral soleus. Is that okay on your knee?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, we're just looking at the peroneals here. Go ahead and point your foot down. Good. We can kind of see where the peroneals kind of pop out through here. Outside of the calves right there. Good. Relax. We can see the peroneal tendon there. You can see this joint just seems really, really irritated. It seems almost swollen and thick. Yeah. It's because you're stuck in inversion. We need to give you some eversion. We need to flatten this out. We need to get your peroneals to engage. So, extremely tender, extremely disengaged. Point your foot down. Good. Relax. Point your foot down. Good. Relax. Point. Relax. Point. And hold. Point, hold, point, hold, point, hold. You're doing great. And relax. Push that. Give it a break. See if we're getting any movement in that ankle. Pushing it into dorsal flexion. There's movement in there now. Now, using my thumbs again. Too much. So, let's bring her out here. Maybe I use my fingers. There is a peroneal nerve through here. Especially, it's easy to kind of hit the nerve on the lower part of the ankle. So, we want to stay away from that. Maybe I try a fist here. Kind of using my middle knuckle as the pointer. Staying kind of away from the lower anterior ankle. I don't want to hit that nerve. It can be kind of nervy down there. Maybe I want to try a thumb on a thumb. That's more specific. It's going to be more tender. Ooh, we get some good engagement there. Some nice twitching. Let's see if we can get you to evert. So evert is sort of pointing your foot out. Yes. Relax. Again. Good. And relax. Go ahead and point it out and contract, 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 contract. Good. Relax. And again, hold it. Hold, hold, hold. She's contracting. I'm hitting the peroneals. Good. Relax. Yeah, as a body worker, you can not only be a body worker, massage therapist, but you can be sort of a motivational speaker, right? So you got to pep talk them pretty far because I've worked with her before, but I also know that she's a high-level athlete. She runs fast, she runs far, she climbs hard, she skis hard, and I know she's open to this. She's motivated to feel better. I'm taking all those things into consideration. Also taking into consideration every time I've pushed this body doing this intense work, she has been significantly better. So I'm very comfortable doing this, making people uncomfortable. I know it works. Putting her into a stretch position, and into a stretch position, I'm going to have her engage her calf. Go ahead and push for me. Good. Push, push. Push as hard as you can. Good. Relax. Push. Relax. Any pain?
Mm-mm.
Get some movement in there. Feel it.
Yeah, I feel it too.
Yeah. Probably feels good.
It does feel good. It's like it's opening up to spots it hasn't been able to access.
That's right. Now we're going to hit the back of the calf a little bit. And just a little bit of deep prep here. We've got the gastroc here, soleus down here. Well, I guess it's gastroc, soleus, really the whole back of the leg, but we know that the gastroc crosses the knee and is a knee flexor. The soleus underneath the gastroc, which is this ball-like muscle in the back of the calf. The soleus underneath the gastroc does not cross the knee. It is not a knee flexor, but it is a plantar flexor of the ankle. Free up this fascia here on the back of the calf. This is going to be extremely tender on most people. Because she's got, the hip issue and the ankle issue, For me, I'd probably want to spend most of the time on one or the other if I had to choose. Otherwise it's going to be a much longer session working on two areas. So just communicating with your client even ahead of time. My suggestion would be you want to do a really good job and probably to pick whatever injury is more important or at least more intense at the moment, more acute. And then spend most of the session working on that and figure out a plan going forward. Are we really trying to tackle the ankle or are we trying to tackle the hip? If we were able to extend the longevity of this ankle and push back any surgeries that may not be necessary anytime soon, that would be really good. I want you to really point hard. Point. Good. Point harder. Point. Good. Relax. Any cramping or anything feeling?
Not cramping, just very tight while you're rubbing.
Yeah, while you're contracting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead and point for me. Good. Relax. Maybe you want to do a little pin and stretch. I'm going to pin the calf, stretch it into dorsal flexion. Pin the plantar flexor, stretch it into dorsal flexion. Pin the plantar flexor, stretch it into dorsal flexion. Okay. So I'm using my knee here, making sure she's relaxed. Now I've got access to both my hands. I use my knee to stretch it. I'm going to massage it in a stretch position. I'm doing that because she doesn't have any dorsal flexion. I want to increase the dorsal flexion. This makes sense to me. Good. Keep pushing. Good. And relax. Starting to feel like you're getting some motion here. Any pain?
No, but motion, I can feel it.
Yeah.
Deeper.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we've done a lot here. I kind of want to look at some other things and try really hard to not get stuck. Definitely getting some movement here. I'm hearing some noise now. You really didn't have any of this movement before. Yeah. You know, we can kind of see too if you just look at the ankles. This one especially is just sort of stuck in an inverted position. You know, we need this to be relaxed a little bit more here, but because the everters of this ankle, they're really shut down, she's stuck in inversion. Both sides, really. You can probably even test that. Point your foot down and out. Yeah. And don't let me pull. Yeah, don't let me pull so you can see. Don't let me pull how weak that is. We're going to hit the front of her shin, the tibialis anterior. That needs to be strengthened badly because that is what's going to pull her into dorsal flexion, and we need to have balance between the agonist, antagonist. We need to have balance. The front of the shin should be nice and strong to balance out the calf. The body knows that it's not balanced, so the body knows I'm not going to let her have the range of motion she needs until we build this up. I'm using the palm of my hand. I'm using my core. If that's too hard for you, I can come in here, get on top of my work. Obviously, you don't want to hit the shin bone, so you should know where that's at. I'm using a nice flat elbow. I'm getting to the meat of the tibialis anterior. Most people are going to feel a lot of this in the front of their foot. They might even say that feels nervy. It's not nervy, it's just referral pain.
It's intense.
It's intense. Anything that's feeling really intense or really tender, I know it'll sound like a broken record, but instead of saying tight, it needs to be engaged. It's important to know the difference because the client needs to engage the muscle. We need to get it to contract. We can only help the client so far. We can get the muscle to engage, but they need to encourage the muscle to change longer by strengthening it. They need to do the exercises. Use our thumbs here. Wow, yeah. Toes towards your head for me. Good. And relax. It's going to be real intense when they contract like that. Toes towards your head. Hold it for me. Good. Hold. Squeeze. Squeeze. Relax. Giving a lot of pressure here. A lot of pressure. Oh, good job. Really starting to feel some motion here. Like a freaking ankle. Good. Pull your toes towards your head. Contract for me. Nice and strong. Contract as hard as you can. Contract, 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 contract. Relax. Yeah, just the origin of the tibialis anterior. That's the most spicy. But it's starting to feel gooey, so it's engaging.
Oh my God.
Look at our range of motion again. You can see we're getting a lot more range of motion. Remember how poor that was before? It was like down here. So now she's got some dorsal flexion. So we keep working on this and she keeps doing the exercises. We're gonna keep improving here. I mean, we're just gonna keep doing this until we don't improve anymore. We've seen significant improvement in the ankle in just one session. So let's do some exercises.
Okay.
What you want to do is you're gonna feel this in your hips as well. What you need is you need strength here. Right?
Yep.
You're kind of stuck in this inverted position. So what I want you to do is pull your feet apart. So you're going to pull your hips apart. Yep, keep it there. So your hips are pulling apart. And what I want you to do is just focus on this side. You're going to just evert out. Yes. Yes. Now I want you to do this till you really can't do it anymore. Okay. And it might not take long. No. It's going to burn. Okay? When it starts to burn, you're going to take a break. And you're going to try to hold with this one, and then you're going to switch to this one. So we're just strengthening these everters. Do you have any pain?
No pain.
Just feels really
hard.
Right. Now, you can either do this with a partner, or you have a band that attaches to the front of the foot, okay? And now pull your toes towards your head. Good. Now slow. Control it down. Control it down. Up, back up again. Good. Control the eccentric movement down. Tension under lengthening. Back up. Good. I want you to pull up and hold it up. Now I want you to invert it. No, the other way, that way. Yeah. Now lower it back down. Good. Now pull it up. Now evert it. Yes. Now keep it up. Now invert, evert. Invert, evert. Good. Now keep it right there. I want you to try to keep it right there. I want you to curl your toes down. Keep your ankle up though. Keep your ankle up. Yeah, that's it. Yes. Good. Now, this is another exercise. So probably too hard with the band, but I want you to do is pull your foot up. Okay. Now I want you to invert it. So invert. Now keep the same position. And now I want you to curl your toes all the way under. Good. Now bring it back up. Evert. Curl your toes down. That's the one. See how much harder that is?
It's nearly impossible.
Now it's
think about it.
Right. And the reason is why it's difficult is because you're using a motion that's extremely weak on you. It's the everters, and that's this stuff.
Okay.
So up and out, curl your toes down, up and in, curl your toes down, and you could kind of just, do this. If you can, keeping them curled and just going from inversion to eversion. It burns, right?
Yeah, I can't do it the other way.
And it's simply just contraction. You don't need weights and all this stuff. It's simply just getting your muscles to contract. You have this tibialis anterior and you have the peroneus longus. They come down and attach on your foot and they act like stirrup muscles. That's what you're doing. This is a stirrup. You have no stability in this ankle. So this is all that's doing is just creating stability via contraction. So this is a great exercise for you.
Yeah.
That, and then we're gonna just, like you're sitting on the couch, having a drink or whatever, you're just relaxing there, toes up, curl your toes down, invert it, evert it, and you're trying to come up here on the outside and you're trying to basically get these toes to work while you're in a position. Our feet are like our hands, right? Yeah. The energy and the focus needs to be on do this stuff until I cannot improve anymore. Because if you can improve in 1 hour this significant and also realize like, holy crap, like I can't do that. Then I need to learn how to do this. Yeah. It's pretty simple.
It's not hurting the ankle to try. That's the big thing is it's like,
well, yeah, it's teaching.
Painless.
Right.
And it's improving.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so ball on your foot. Put the ball here. And I'm going to weight my leg. And I'm going to let my toes relax. Okay. I'm not tensing. I'm relaxed. And I'm pushing down with my arm. And I'm just finding anything that's tender. I've progressed from that. It's not enough for me. So you could put something under your knee or here. And I guess that's kind of what I do now. I'm trying to get more weight. Yeah. Because the foot has so many freaking layers. Somebody could come along and just give you a little bit of pressure here. Mm-hmm. Make sure your toes are relaxed. And you're going along the arch. You're going in the middle of the arch. Anything that feels like, wow, that's a hot spot. Yeah. You could hang out there. I probably would want to put my foot up here. Grab it however you want. And just work the inside. Okay. Slowly. Okay. Slowly. All along here. That's probably the easiest thing for you to do. Okay. And then just maybe doing some of these with your toe. Just anything that's tender. So obviously you don't want to hit your shin bone. So find your bone, and you want to relax the muscle, and mostly in the meat. And you may need 2 hands, because you want to hold it steady. You want to move nice and slow, and pretty much hitting the meat there. Yeah. This is another option, rolling the front of your shin. You want to do the self massage. It's like getting the muscles to engage, like a light switch. And then we want to take it a step further. We want to encourage the mind-body connection. So we want to contract the muscles. So I roll out the muscles, I hit the muscles, I hit the foot, I hit the shin, They hit the outside of the ankle. And then we want to do some strength stuff. So we talked about the bands, right?
Yep.
We talked about these things. So you're massaging the muscle first, then you're doing the exercises. So the other exercises that we've talked about in the past. So we want to drop our heels down into a stretched position and do some calf raises and slowly lower it down.
Okay.
And I'm really trying to, use the toes. And I'm also trying to pull my toes up when I go all the way down. And then when I progress,
The 1 foot.
I'm going to do 1 foot. And then when I progress even further, I'm going to go even higher.
Wow.
Dropping that all the way down. And the toes are strong.
Yeah.
So there's a pretty far you can take this. And we can see that the right calf is quite a bit larger than the left calf. So the left calf is underdeveloped. Needs to be engaged and strengthened tremendously. No pain though?
No pain.
When you go all the way down, push your heels down, pull your toes up here.
Off the board.
Yeah, that's great. Good. And go back up again. And keep driving your heels all the way down and then pull your toes up when you can't go any further. Great. And relax. I would suggest doing it in shoes if it hurts your feet.
Okay.
But I'm strengthening the front of my shins here.
Yeah.
I showed you how to do it with the band too, but this is a way. Just look at it like this, right? I'm massaging the muscles quickly, and then I'm contracting the muscles after that.
Yeah.
That's the routine. Massage the muscles, contract them. Well, it's really not weightlifting. It's mobility.
Mobility
You
work.
should be able to do this.
Yeah.
But this is something where you see people do this, right? They're like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't even squat down.
Yeah.
But you are squatting down
Yeah.
throughout the day. You're doing things like that, but you
Yeah.
don't have the mobility, right?
No, this is some good stuff too. Some new stuff
Yeah.
I haven't been trying.
So hip feels better,
Yeah. Oh, or this one. Yeah. Much better.
and the ankle feels better?
Ankle feels a lot better.
A lot better.
It wasn't like actively painful, but the range of motion is
Yeah,
huge.
and we don't want to wait for it to get bad.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Cool.
Success.